Hey friendos, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt. We are back with some more Marvel Future Fight. And yeah, we obviously had the live stream on Thursday. I hope you guys all watched it, whether you watched it via the official Marvel Future Fight channel or you watched it from one of the couple of live streamers who were doing reactions to it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you managed to get those codes. I believe they are Legendary Heroes and Endless Evolution, so you should get some nice rewards from that. I know that there was another one for Thunderbolts, but apparently it got kind of bugged, and so they're just going to be sending out a free Thunderbolts chest with a free Thunderbolts character to everyone. So that's nice. And it also means for those of us who can't catch the live stream, or very blearily eyed watch it whilst half asleep, we still managed to get the rewards. So a couple of notices I just wanted to mention. Obviously we have the maintenance notice for the update on Tuesday. Obviously it's going to be a full one. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and guess that it's going to end up being an extra long update. Normally when it's the anniversary and there's so much, including a new game mode to be put into the game, it usually either ends up being extra long, so it normally goes another hour. You can see here it's down for Monday to Tuesday on American times. So depending on if you're West Coast, Pacific or East Coast, obviously you can adjust accordingly. And then again, it's different for those of us here in the UK. It'll be like Tuesday morning, and then all the rewards. But like I say, don't be surprised if it's an extra long maintenance, because unfortunately when they put a new game mode in, sometimes it affects other things in games that doesn't always pop up in the test build. So just a warning there that you may have to wait an extra hour or so, and I'm sure there'll be a few kinks to work out. Speaking of, also Alliance Conquest this week, if you haven't already started fighting, then yeah, as you can see, because they're changing Conquest, they're reworking it, they're putting in new rewards and stuff like that, they're changing how it works. If you haven't already started by the time you see this video, then it looks like you probably won't be able to participate in the battle on the last day. So I think you already need to have started on one of the earlier start times. Luckily I know our Alliance did, even though there's only a couple of us who are actually actively participating in it. But hey, it's just to let you know. So if you go over to, where is, I can never find it. I think it's only on this little section when it's actually active. I think we'd have to actually go into, come on, yeah, Alliance Conquest. You actually have to go into it to see it, so you can see even though there's only I think 2 or 3 of us who are actually doing it, we're still first. But I think that probably says more about the inactivity of these 2 other teams, the Rebels and Avengers, because we've pretty much taken over most of everything, so which is nice. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. That's just a few little housekeeping things. I'm not going to discuss the new game mode. I think it's really awesome that we're getting a new game mode. With these things, we've seen it before with Zombie Survival, when that came out, and it wasn't quite what it had been mentioned as being due to the lack of interactivity in the co-op mode. We also saw with Otherworld Battle that came out with so much hype and excitement, and yet despite the fact that, you know, I make an effort to change my teams, most people don't. Even though these characters are debuffed, they're still so powerful, all the top meta characters, that even when they are, you know, only having 5% of their stats, their gears, their CTPs, their passive skills, their uniform effects are so strong that they come back with their second life and still smoke half the other teams. So hopefully this new game mode is going to erase that. And I think having permanently banned characters is definitely the way to go. It was something that I'd been saying, I know a lot of other people have been saying as well. That was one of the main problems. But I prefer to wait, and we'll talk about it next week when it's actually in game and we can get our hands on it and actually do something. What I am excited about is the fact that we're getting a 2-part update for this Thunderbolts, which is nice. it also means you want to be careful with your resources. Now, we already know Sentry's getting his new uniform, his Bob outfit, as it is. He looks kind of cool. A lot of people were like, oh, he does, looks kind of blah, blah, blah. I think it looks cool. Okay, and it's always nice to see a character go back to their default color. As much as I love this kind of emo Rhea Ripley, like long hair thing that he's got going on here, I like the default golden outfit for Sentry, you know? So it'd be nice to see him go back to that. It's a shame you aren't getting a Void World Boss or GBR. That was like my secret hope for this update, but I think the fact that we're getting this other new game mode more than makes up for it. Winter Soldier getting his new uniform. We already know he already has his tier 4, so it'll be interesting to see how he works with that. But then we have Yelena getting her tier 4, which is great. Like I say, I think she's going to be, and it looks from her skills that she's definitely PvP, but there could be some hybrid potential there as well, especially for ABX, ABL heads, so we'll have to wait and see. But the big surprise was that Red Guardian is getting a tier 4. Now I know, obviously, a lot of the movie trailers for the Thunderbolts film have really been playing up the father-daughter, you know, family, Vin Diesel, family aspect. So it's not a surprise, he's one of the bigger characters in the movie, so he'll be, not literally, even though 3RL called him thick, he'll be getting his tier 4. But then they said that it's a 2-parter, which is really nice because it means that we're getting, in the second part, Ghost, Taskmaster, both potentially also getting tier 4s, which is really awesome. As we know, Sentry and Winter Soldier already have theirs, Yelena and Red Guardian are getting theirs in part 1. So in part 2, obviously US Agent is coming in as a brand new character, so we could see him come in as tier 3 and then in mid-month or second mid-month get his tier 4. We've seen in the last sort of 6 months that they are really ramping up how many characters get in tier 4s. And if they do, Taskmaster as a tier 4 is going to be so helpful as a support character, because at the moment the only sort of dedicated one that we have, and I know there's a couple who are kind of like hybrid or good for PvP, like Agent Venom is useful for the likes of Gnarl and Silver Surfer as a tier 4, but in terms of actually just pure dedicated supports, you only really have Mystique as a tier 4. So to get Taskmaster is going to be a huge bonus for a lot of characters when pushing really high World Boss Legend. And like I said, if they do what I expect they might do and turn Ghost into a kind of a hybrid or support character of some kind, with, you know, different kind of buffs from Taskmaster, but still kind of helpful. Think of like a Sunbird for the Warriors of the Sky, where he has the revive, or like Franklin Richards for the Fantastic Four, where he also has the revive for Fantastic Four. We saw in the update when they were looking at, I believe it was Sentry, we saw that there was a Thunderbolts tag. So along with all of these others, Energy Protection, Leadership, and Dark Avengers, there's going to be a Thunderbolts tag. So what if Taskmaster stays pretty much the same, gets to tier 4? That'd be awesome. Whether it's as a male or female combat, I don't think it really makes a difference, because it'll still be human combat tier 4. So I think that'll cover a lot of the same kind of sort of demographics. But what if then Ghost becomes you know, pure Thunderbolts support, where it's just all Thunderbolt allies revive with, you know, X amount of HP, or HP doesn't drop below 1, you know the kind of deal, either immortality or revive. If they do that with Taskmaster and Ghost, that would be 2 really super strong tier 4 abilities, and then suddenly you have a Sentry who can either pair up with, you know, go a pure Sentry only team with Taskmaster and Ghost and have both of them as supports, or you could have it where it's like Sentry paired up with Yelena and then have Ghost as a support character. So very similar to Null with Silver Surfer and Agent Venom, the Thunderbolts theme. So that is pretty much what I'm most excited about. I know the game mode should, in theory, and we're going to knock on wood, should be just as exciting. And I hope that it is. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, he says that he hasn't even done any of his like daily missions for today, but still, you know, I do come in and I do still do my daily missions. I've even gone back to starting to do story mode just to start farming up for mythic cars to try and improve my agent level. We know that it's very rare that you get premiums, and to be honest, I don't even really need premiums because I've got my cards crafted kind of how I want them. And then I've been also farming the All War because I kind of want some more mythic Uru and Odin's Blessings. So you know what, we're just going to crack open these whilst we're here to see if we get anything or not. No, of course we didn't, but we did get, you know, some mythic energy and some recovery rates, so we can re-roll those, which is nice because right at the moment we do have the combine event on. So you can see the 30% discount and those 6 stars. There is a chance, a very small chance, but still a chance to get an Odin's Blessing. Although they do seem to have nerfed the amount that you can get, because I swear it used to be higher. And as you can see, I've already spent a whole bunch of gold. I was up at like nearly 600 million, and now we're down to 523 because I just went combine all and just went through the gears. And out of all of that, I ended up, I think, with just one new Odin's Blessing. So yeah, the rates have been lower, but it just means that we just have to grind more, and we might have to start unlocking some of these lower tier ones and start getting, in fact I don't even know why I've got any of these locked now, because I've got more than enough. Yeah, but anyway, that's for another time. I won't do that on video. I won't keep you guys too long. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. They're really pushing Thunderbolts. It looks like this is going to be the big return in the MCU, but also the big return in Marvel Future Fight. It's a 2-part update. Don't be surprised if that also means we get some kind of either emblem collection or more likely a new kind of team-up collection for Thunderbolts. Like I say, the Defenders was the surprise one, but I can see us definitely getting Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts in here by the end of the year. That's it for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye for now.
We await your return, warrior.